Hi everyone, it's Bethany. Welcome back. In this video, we are going to be looking at a variety of wonderful things that I have found at Target. I was shopping there recently and I found so many things to use to either organize my craft space or to help me craft better in a certain way or more efficiently. So I'm excited to show you all the fun things that I found because I feel like Target is just bringing it lately. The first thing that I found, and most of these items are from the Target dollar spot, but you will see other items brought into this video. But this is a bobby pin holder, and I'm sure you're wondering what in the world I could possibly use this for in my craft room. Well, I'm actually over the moon about this because this is magnetic. So if you have bobby pins scattered around your counter in your bathroom, grab one of these for that purpose as well, because they just magnetize right there and keep them organized. But if you are a card maker and you work with metal dies, they serve the same purpose. You can have your little metal dies cling to them. What I love about this is I have something very similar. This is $3, again, from the Target dollar spot. I have one from Spellbinders. It's this little diamond, and I use it all the time. I love it. I set it off to the side, and as I'm crafting and removing my dies from my project, instead of just having them scatter over my surface and potentially get lost, because they are so tiny, what I do is I just cling them to this little magnet. In this case, I am showing you a bobby pin holder that you can find at Target for much less. And this is a wonderful way to keep you organized. And if you have worked with metal dies, you know that they are kind of pricey to work with. They are wonderful, wonderful tools, but they come with a price. So losing them is heartbreaking. So if you go to the Target dollar spot, be sure to keep your eye out. I think they have a couple different colors, but these are a wonderful tool to have in your craft room. If you're not a card maker, let me know what you would use this piece for in your craft room. I'd love to hear some additional ideas for how to use this little magnet. For $1 at the Target dollar spot, I saw this shower drain cover. You could also put this in a sink drain as well. And I immediately grabbed this because I thought in the crafting world, this would be really nice for cleaning out blender brushes. I like that it has some texture here so that you can use this to clean off the color. And I thought this was really nice in size too. So this is a great little item that you can use in your craft room. Another thing that you can use this for is holding down ink pads. So because this is silicone, it's nice and grippy to your craft surface. Then you can grip this there as well. You can remove your cap and you can have this move nice and freely without going everywhere all over your craft space because it's contained on that little silicone pad. So many uses for this cute little drain cover. I loved it. Plus it was really darling to look at as well. So you'll probably see this in a lot of upcoming videos because I think this is super helpful. And for $1, so many things you can do in your craft room with this cute little flower. At the time of filming, this is back to school season, and the back to school supply section is full of fun ideas for your craft room. This is a magnetic mesh mirror cup, and this is in an area where they have a lot of accessories for a locker. So this is intended to be in a school locker to go ahead and organize little pens and things like that. But I have a magnetic rolling cart that is magnetic as well, and I'm going to place this right on the side, and then I have some storage that I can use to either put some pens or glue. I can put some adhesives in there. So I thought this was a really, really nice find for working on your craft cart. So be sure to check out that back to school section or even the office supply section throughout the year for fun things like this that can be used in your craft room as well. All right, this is so fun, and I actually have been using this in some videos until I filmed this video, but this is actually a little silicone base that is created for the Stanley mugs. So you can use this at the bottom of your mug to kind of have more of a cushioned surface to put your Stanley in so it's not kind of clinking around. But what I found that this is perfect for is putting water in, and I use this for when I am watercoloring or painting. I just fill it up with a little bit of water. It's the perfect size. I like that it's also silicone, so it's not going all the way around my craft mat. It stays pretty snug once the water's in there. And again, it's the perfect size for a little water container. So be sure to check this out. I cannot remember the price because I peeled the sticker off. I want to say it was probably $1. Again, Target dollar spot is where I found this, and they come in so many colors. Okay, we are going to be crafting towards the end of this video, but another thing that I found is this cord organizer. This was $3 in that Target dollar spot section, and I found that this is going to be super helpful in a craft room setting. I love that you can hide all of your cords inside and then just have them peek out the top. If you're like me, you have a few machines, so it'll be nice to have all those bulky cords placed inside and then have them very nicely organized coming out of the top of this organizer. All right, the Target dollar spot also had these paper trays for $3, and I love this for messy projects, but I also love this to kind of organize next projects that are coming up. So if you have projects that you're working on, say you want to make a t-shirt, you could throw the t-shirt in here, you could throw all the materials that you're gonna use, what iron-on you're gonna use, your lint roller, so that when you have a moment to go ahead and create, you have all of your supplies all ready to go. I also love this for card making. Again, you can throw all the paper you wanna use inside of here. That way it's all ready to go. Once you are ready to create, you can put your stamp sets and your scissors, everything that you want, so that when you have a moment, everything's ready to go for you to get creative with. Another thing that I love this for is it has a really nice a tall ledge around the side. And I love that because this is nice for if you want to do some type of messy painting project. I like to do a lot of watercolor backdrops for my cards where I am flicking paint. So I like the idea that it has these tall edges along the side because it can help kind of contain all of that mess that comes with that certain technique. So these are wonderful. They're also wonderful for simply housing 8.5 by 11 cardstock. So if you just need to organize some cardstock in your craft room, this is a perfect solution. Again, they're at the Target dollar spot, but if you are shopping during back to school, they're also having a good variety of these in a little bit of a different style and colors in that back to school section. So check out this. This is wonderful for paper storage or for organizing. It's also really wonderful for those messy projects. The Target dollar spot also had these really nice drawer containers, which are super nice because they're stackable. So there was a couple varieties, at least at my store. So again, you can stack them one on top of the other, but these act a little bit differently. So this on the left is an actual drawer, which is so nice. If you wanted just a bank of drawers, you could get, 5 or 6 of these and stack them really high. That would be wonderful. And then you just have a variety of drawers. And then this is a little bit different. So this actually has a lid on the top that you can open and shut, which is nice. So obviously this would go on top because of the way we're going to access our materials by opening the top lid, but they're stackable, very cute, very sleek and simple. We're going to decorate these in just a little bit. I want to add just a little bit of fun to them, but I love this idea, especially for doing markers up top. And then you could do fun things with either washi tape or adhesives down below. So this is a wonderful way to get organized. And again, the possibilities are endless because you could just buy, a dozen of these and have them stacked really, really nice in your craft room. The back to school section had really nice organization, and I found these little baskets. There are 6 of them, and they come with these clear lids, which I love because I love to label. So this gives you an opportunity to get even more organized by labeling what's in each basket. Plus, I thought the colors were very appealing to the eye. Very fun colors, and I think we're going to have fun decorating these in a little bit as well. So this again was in the back to school section, a fun way to get either school supplies organized for your little ones, or in this case, organizing an area in our craft room. For me, I'm going to organize my kiddos' craft cart, so I'm going to be using these for that, and I will label those in just a bit. In the Target dollar spot, with that same line as the paper tray, they had these little craft caddies, and I love them. They are labeled as a supply caddy. If you have someone who is going off to college, you could also use these for a shower caddy as well. But I love these because we actually have things similar to this in our kids' craft cart. It's nice to put all of their glue sticks and colored pencils and markers inside. I love that it has multiple little areas to keep things organized. But the best part is the handle. So you can keep it in your craft cart all nice and organized, but then respectively, when you're ready to create, you can take it, go sit at a table and get creative. So I love that it's very mobile and it keeps things very organized. So I'm definitely going to get this decorated for my kiddos to give them another option in their craft cart. I can't remember if these came in a variety of colors, but I'm sure they did. And again, this was around $3. All right, I'm always trying to find ways to organize upcoming projects, especially with paper crafting. So I found this in the back to school section. It is a file organizer. They label it as a 6-pocket expandable. I loved the whole vibe of it. I thought that was really sweet, and I love the soft colors. So I always find that in my craft room, I always have stamp sets just laying around in piles, and they are just eagerly awaiting for me to play with. I also use shoebox lids to organize these, which is really effective, but I wanted to offer another solution for you if you wanted to do some more organization for upcoming projects, but in less space, because look at how small this would take up. So what I thought would be a fun idea is having a little area where you can house everything that's upcoming. So you could just organize it by project, put the stamp set in each little folder based on when you are going to craft with it. You could take it a step further and also add your cardstock. You could also add some of the markers or things that you want to use on that particular project. I love that idea. And again, it's expandable, so you could add some rather bulky things in there as well. I believe the bottom is open, so you may want to just be careful that things might roll underneath if they are not in this kind of fashion. So maybe markers and stuff, they'll probably be just fine, but you might lose some things at the very bottom there. But I love this idea. It just snaps shut. I'm gonna get this all organized in just a bit when we start crafting, but I thought this was a great solution if you wanted just to organize some upcoming projects, no matter what they may be. You have individual little spots for them. And again, I love that it doesn't take up very much room. This was also at Target in their back to school area, and I love this. It's more of a linen organizer. This is great for putting on your desktop or your craft space. I love that you can put full-size cardstock here, and then you have 3 smaller compartments for other things. So I thought this would be wonderful for putting some adhesives in, some cardstock in the back. Then you could also put your variety of scissors and maybe some markers. So I love how nice and clean this looks, and I am going to do some foil iron-on onto the front in just a bit, just to give it a little bit of a dressed up look. But I was really excited when I saw this because I just liked how soft and sleek it was with that linen cover to it. This is made by Bright Room, and it is Desktop Organizer Cream, in case you want to search for it. I'll do my best to link as many things as I can. I do know that I can't link things from the Target dollar spot, but the items that I did find around the store, I will be able to find and place in the description box below for you. So again, we're going to craft with this in just a moment, but let's go ahead and look at a couple other things that I found. Back in the Target dollar spot, they also had these really fun drawers, and they have them labeled as a drawer organizer. It's a little set of 2 in one little container, but actually let me open these so you can see how they work. Again, just like the other ones that I showed you earlier, you can stack them one on top of the next, and then the little drawers just come out like this. And ooh, what's nice about that is they have a little lock feature on there. So once you open them, you can have them stay open. How nice is that? And I feel like that is a very respectable amount of space in there. So that's wonderful. So I got a couple of these, and they are stackable like mentioned. So what you're going to do is you're actually going to slide them into position, which is really nice because then they're going to be really nice and on there. So that's what that would look like stacked. Again, if you wanted to do, 3 high and then even take them out to the side, you could get a variety of these and have a really nice space for organizing all those little bits and bobs. I'm not going to organize this today and get it decorated, but I am going to put this in probably next week's video because I have a fun idea of what I want to do. And I was just trying to think of how I wanted to get this all decorated and fun, but I'm going to do it next week. So stay tuned. We'll do that when I get some unfinished crafts done next time. Okay, it's time to start crafting, but before we do so, here's the last thing that I found at the Target dollar spot. This is labeled as a sensory mat, so it is a sensory activity for little kiddos to use. But when I saw it, I immediately found this to be helpful for a drying space for cardstock that I've been watercoloring. So I thought this would be a really nice area. My kiddos have silicone placemats that they're always watercoloring on, and so when I saw this, I thought this was a great idea for my craft space, because then when I have wet projects that I am done with and waiting for them to dry, I can have a nice drying space. Another thing that I thought this was helpful for were hot tools. So if you have hot tools in your craft room, like if you have a heat tool that you are waiting for that to cool down, you can set it on something like this. That way it has some time to dry. If you have the Cricut mug press and you're bringing your hot mugs out of your press and you want a place for them to cool down, then you have a little cooling area for that. So thought this was really nice. Again, I think this get $3, and it did have a couple different options. I think they had a couple different colors, but they also came in different shapes. But I really liked this nice kind of turquoise green. All right, let's go ahead and get crafting with some of these things that we found. All right, let's go ahead and have some fun with some gold iron-on on this linen organizer. So I'm gonna grab my weeding tool, and what I did is I just typed out the word create, and I will place font information as well as all of my materials that I'm using to do these crafts. That will all be down below in the description box. So if you want to recreate any of these, then you know what you will need to do so. All right, so quick and easy little weed there. And I thought what we could do is just place this. Isn't that pretty? And I love a gold foil. I thought we could place this wherever we want, really. You could do it right in the middle. That would be actually really pretty as well. I'm a sucker for doing a bottom right justification, but actually I think that is super cute. So what I want to do is I'm going to grab my mini easy press, and it's just heating up just a little bit right now. So I'm going to use that to pre-press the area that I am going to add my iron on. And then I'm going to see where I would like this. So let's get this nice and straight so that we can center this. And I think that looks good. But when in doubt, we can also, we got about 3 inches over there, and oh my goodness. I mean, it's just a hair there. Okay, so I think I like that. You heard that this chimed. I'm trying medium, but I'm pretty sure we could probably do low probably for that. Okay, so I'm just going to slowly go over that. Now this little mini is a movable press, so you are supposed to move it as it heats your project. And because this is a linen, and I'm pretty sure it's just probably cardboard underneath, but it's a good candidate for an iron-on. Okay, the thing about foil iron-on is you want to make sure that it is ironed down before removing the liner. If not, the foil iron-on takes on a crinkly look if you try to reheat it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this over just so that it can come into contact with my cold surface. This is a glass mat that I craft on, and it's really, really nice and cool. So it helps just draw out the heat from my project quicker instead of just sitting here and waiting for it to cool down. So it's still a little hot. I'm gonna go ahead and just use the cold surface to help draw out that heat. Okay, and then I'm just going to test a little area to see if that is indeed laid down. It looks great. So again, this is that final look, and I love how it's organized for some bigger yet some smaller items in the front. So there's that first little idea, again done with a foil iron-on. Okay, I want to have some fun with these drawers, and again this top one just lifts at the top. So I have cute little flowers here that I am just going to use to decorate the front. I just think it's so cute when you have colorful things in clear bins like this, and then you have a fun little design to kind of contrast that. So I envisioned the top having some pens on there, or inside there. And I actually want to give myself the opportunity to maybe put like a picture frame or some type of decor on the top, so that when it's not in use, it just has like a fun little ledge there. So I'm not going to decorate the top of it, but I thought it would be fun to decorate the little drawers that are on the front, or the front surface for that top one. Okay, taking all these little middles out. I'll link these flowers down below. They're my favorite lately. I'm going to put them on everything in 2024. It's just my mission. All right, so actually I'm not going to use a transfer tape just yet. For this project, I'm going to apply these as I would a sticker. So let's do these one by one. I'm gonna bring this one in. I'm also bringing in some rubbing alcohol, just like that. And I'm cleaning off the surface. Okay, it's just been handled a lot at the store. It's been handled a lot in my craft room. So I'm just removing any oils or dust that may be present. And then just like I would a sticker, I'm just gonna peel these off, and I'm gonna have fun placing these around this front area just to have a really cute look in my craft space. I like it to be just happy and fun. So it's a nice place to get creative when you have some happiness surrounding. Okay, so we'll do that. I'm also going to do the little front of this little pole. Okay, there we go. And I also love the idea of grabbing some scissors and completely trimming an edge off like that, and then kind of placing it at the top there. I think it just makes it look really built in and intentional. Okay, I might do that once more on this side. I'm gonna have this wrap around. Maybe we'll do that another time. It's kind of easier if you cut it on your cutting sheet, or your your little cutting sheet, not just the vinyl, because the vinyl kind of bends once it's off of there. Put this one there and be all set. How cute is that? That's very fun. Okay, so now I'm actually going to keep these together. Let me wash off this top one, but I want to decorate them side by side just so that I can make sure that they look good together, because they are going to be placed one on top of the next. Okay, so we'll just bring those both in. Okay, then I kind of know where to fill in the gaps. So I want to do, I'm going to trim one completely down. I'm going to start right here and add one there. And here, there we go. I'm just opening that lid so that it doesn't fall open. Again, I'll just let that fall to the side. I think I ended up trimming 20 flowers, and that's probably going to be just about right. I'm going to do that close, but not, there we go. I don't want to have to like take the curve and cut that, but let's also trim another one down like that, and I'll place one right up here. All right, just about done with 3 left. So you're going to need just about 20, depending on how you want to decorate yours. But I think that looks super cute. And then once the markers are in there, I love that that's going to have such vibrant and fun contrast against one another. So there's another fun idea for something you can find at the Target dollar spot, but another idea of how you can take it and just make it a little bit more cute. All right, let's go ahead and get these caddies, or baskets really. We're gonna get those all ready to go and organized. So actually we're really going to only be working on the lids. So what I want to do is, again, I'll add some rubbing alcohol to the tops of these. Let's make sure they're all going in the right direction. There we go. And let's clean these off just to make sure they're ready to go. If you have a really clean surface, then the vinyl will not only stick down better, but it will last longer because there's no barrier like oil or dirt or dust that's going to prevent it from laying down. So just take a moment and get everything all cleaned up. That way your project turns out. All right, and I'm being careful not to touch the tops of these, but I have my little labels here. And again, the font information I will put down below. I'm being mindful too. So let's get in a little screen here. I'm being mindful to keep the dot to my eye here. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we are. I'll just go through and get all of my little middles. So I think when I was showing you these baskets, I said that they were going to go in a craft cart, but it slipped my mind. No, they are going in my daughter's, she has a little desk. So they're going to go in her desk drawer. She has like a nice long desk drawer, which is really, really nice and shallow. So these are going to be perfect for that space to get that all organized. So again, I just thought of some things that are kind of floating around. Oh, you know what? I lost an S and I found it. It's a little bit stuck, but if I'm gentle enough, I can get that off. Okay, so just being very gentle. And let's see. Lucky day. Okay, let's see how we can get that one right back on. All right. I think it is salvage. Okay, there we go. Now, finishing up. All right. So you can reuse transfer tape and just grab one piece and then do each one, but I like to work a little bit faster sometimes. So I'm actually going to cover this all with one piece and then trim them apart from there. It just works a little bit better for me sometimes. Okay, one more that I noticed right there. Okay, so again, I'm just gonna grab one nice long sheet and I'll just lay that all the way down, just like that. Okay, so I'm just grabbing my squeegee tool, and this is ensuring that that vinyl is meeting the transfer tape. That way I can pull that right up. But before I do that, I don't want to pull all of these labels up at the same time, but now I want to trim them apart so I can put them on different little lids. So we have colored pencils and stickers. Just like that. Pencils, scissors, paintbrushes, glue sticks, and markers. Doesn't have to be in any particular order, but now I can just peel those away. And I want to center these as best I can on the lids. And I'll just lay these all down. Okay, also bringing my scraper right back in. Again, just to make sure there's no bubbles in there and make sure it's nice and laid down. And I can keep these pieces of transfer tape so that I can use them on other projects. In fact, I can use them on my next project. So I'll save a couple of these strips. Okay, sometimes on plastics can be one of those materials that is either really easy or really difficult to put vinyl on. So don't stress if you're having some trouble. Sometimes some plastics can just be a little bit difficult. You just want to take your time. So I'm going to burnish these down and just take my time peeling up this transfer tape. Okay, finishing up this last little label, and I had an extra label. I must have thought I had 7 little baskets, but 6 it is, so I just tossed one of the labels that I had one for stickers, and honestly, usually the sticker sheets are much bigger. Sometimes we have those little loose little stickers, but I think a different organization for stickers would be probably more appropriate. So here's how these turned out. I love them. The colors are super fun. Another fun way to get organized. But again, these are in the school supply section, so be sure to just zoom through that area. I felt like it was very inspirational for ways to get organized, whether for your kids or your craft space. Okay, so again, with this file folder, I really wanted to use this to organize some projects. And again, I'm going to use this transfer tape once again, but since it's not long enough, or I guess wide enough, it's plenty long enough, I am just going to layer it. So if you have some awkward pieces of transfer tape that are like mine that are really long, because I used those on the last project, then if you just layer them one on top of the next, then you have one piece again. All right, let's burnish these down. And then I'll trim these apart. Let me do the front and back though. I'll put all of the font information down below too, because I used a few different fonts for labeling today. And the next font coming up is actually a brand new font. So if you've been getting the same fonts that I have, then get ready to get a new one, because I found one that was super cute. Okay, I actually have to be careful here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because these are labeled by, or numbered really. So I actually do need to pay attention to where each of these go. Okay, so I have project 5. Oh, that's cute. Three, 2, and 1. Okay, oh, I really like how that turned out. That's super neat. You could also take that a step further and add some type of fun design to the front of your file folder, which would be super cute. But I'm gonna leave mine just as is and just have the labeling on the little tabs. Now, I should mention this did come with some little tabs if you wanted to just write on them. They had tabs inside one of the little areas, so they have little labels. Sorry, these are labels for the tabs if you wanted to label them that way. Okay, there we go. I think that turned out really cute. I love that idea, and it's a great way to get you organized with a little tiny little area. Okay, so I did mention that I found a new font, and this is going to go on that little caddy that I got for a craft cart. So let me get this all weeded out. I loved this because the little dots to the eyes are hearts, and having 2 girls, I have a little boy as well, but having 2 girls, I knew that this would be a fun font for some of the things that I do for them. And this would also be fun for labeling their water bottles. I just think this is a cute font. So I just typed out craft supplies. And of course I have that little eye, so we have a little heart there. Super cute. And in an effort to continue using some transfer tape from earlier, I'm going to layer once more. Whoops, I have a little vinyl scrap on there, but that's okay. I'll just label just a little bit there and trim that off. Burnish as always, the front and the back. And I'll definitely just wash the front. I'm going to put it on this area because the other areas are obviously separated for the little compartments. So this has a nice long area to get organized. Okay, and I need to grab this little weeded piece here. It was on my, there we go, on my transfer tape. Let's see if I can prop that up. I can. That way we can really see what we're doing here. Oh, that's so cute. I love that. Okay, let's just place that right on down. And burnish, and let's see if this plastic is going to be a stinker. Not too bad. Again, it really just depends. It truly does. Sometimes I have no issues, and every little plastic is different, right? Based on if it has like a coating on it, or it's just one of those things where you just have to wait and see. Okay, that one was actually really nice, but very cute. Ooh, that font's really fun. I hope you love that. So I'll link that down below in case you want to add that to your font collection. All right, so many fun things that I found at Target. I hope this helped you get inspired to organize your space with some fun things that you can look at. And I hope it inspired you just to keep an open mind when you're going into certain sections of the store that may be labeled for other things, like the school supply section. It's a wonderful way to get organized in your space. So I hope this was helpful. I'll see you in the next video. Be sure to give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed watching, and I can't wait to continue crafting with you in the next video.